Peter Weber says he's not interested in ever returning to The Bachelor. Hey guys, we've got all the details on everything Peter had to say, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby Ganta. Gabby, I know you and I have some thoughts on Peter, so let's just get right into it. In a new interview with Page Six, he explained that he has absolutely zero interest in ever being the Bachelor again. He said, quote, "For me, it wasn't the most organic way to really cultivate a real relationship. It was too many distractions that I wouldn't want to subject myself to again in the future." I mean, Gabby, we all remember how this season played out. Does this surprise you at all to hear him say this?
No, it really doesn't surprise me, and I think that it's great news because Bachelor Nation doesn't want him as the Bachelor again either. I think it's interesting that he said there was too many distractions because I would have to argue the opposite that once you're the Bachelor, pretty much the only thing on your agenda on your to-do list every day is cultivate relationships and find love. You don't have a job to worry about or, everyday
Hmm.
family issues or just anything else. So, I mean, I obviously don't know what it's like to be the Bachelor, Bachelorette. Maybe there is a lot going on because you are filming a TV show. But I don't know. I feel like his excuse for it is strange. What did you think about the way he worded this?
No, I'm totally with you. And you know what I kind of thought is maybe he is someone I was trying to like think back to his season. He's not someone who's great at making decisions, right? So I feel like maybe some of these distractions came from like he could literally never organize in his brain who he was interested in, who he had the best connection with because he was so indecisive. But I am with
Mhm.
you. It's like the only thing you have to focus on is finding a relationship. And yet it was too difficult in an environment designed for you to find a relationship. What's interesting is that he's even bringing up potentially being the bachelor again, because this is something that's very rare. There is a precedent for it. We've seen it happen once before. Brad Womback was the bachelor in season 11. And then once again in season 15, though he didn't really find love either time. In season 11, he picked no one. And in season 15, I guess, he did find love. He picked Emily, but they did eventually split. Obviously, Gabby, we very frequently see people go from contestant to the lead or contestant to paradise and then to the lead. But it is uncommon to bring a lead back once again. It kind of feels like once you've done it, you've done it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if they were to bring back a lead twice, it's because, there was maybe an overwhelming amount of fans or support for this person. They got amazing ratings or viewings or something, or it's a season or a person or a character that Bachelor Nation is just still talking about, can't get over, sort of a reason for us to bring them back to try to find love
Hmm.
again. I think with Brad Womack's case, like, it makes sense he didn't pick anyone, so it's like, "Okay, let's give it another try." With Peter, I don't know, I
Hmm.
feel like in the end, he kind of went back and forth between those last 2 girls, Hannah Ann and Maddie. Either one would have been a great fit, but like you said, he was just indecisive, couldn't really hold on to a good thing, so I don't think, it would be the right choice to bring him back. Of course, since he is a controversial and just, very talked about member of the Bachelor family of contestants. Um, I could see them wanting him to come back to Paradise or some other season, though.
Yeah, I am with you. He definitely carries a presence in Bachelor Nation to this day. He says that he is happily single in New York City. He's made that pretty clear. It's interesting because obviously, as a contestant, you know you're signing on to become someone's potential husband. As the lead, you know that you're potentially getting down on a knee at the end of this season. But Gabby, I'm curious if it was just too soon. Like if he is so happily single, which be happy as he should. Like, I have no issues with that. But it feels like maybe it was just too soon for him to put himself in this serious of a program.
Yeah, I think when they probably approached him to be the Bachelor, as with anybody, you probably get really excited and don't really think of any reason to say no, even though you might not really be ready, on the inside, but it just seems like a great opportunity. So I don't blame him for that. And yeah, I feel like we've come to learn his personality is maybe not the best in the driver's seat. So, making all those decisions and being the one who, really steers and guides the season. So, I honestly maybe could see him thriving a little bit more in a Bachelor in Paradise scenario if it's like, okay, the
Mhm.
girls can kind of pursue him a little bit more, kind of take the lead. He doesn't have to be in that driver's seat, maybe. So, I don't know, maybe that would be a different scenario where he might have a little bit more success. Who knows? It sounds like he's not interested at the moment. Like you said, he's happily single in New York. And I think after being in the public eye for all of these relationships for a long time, especially with all the Kelly stuff that came out, it makes sense why he kind of doesn't want to jump right back into all of that so quick.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. And what's interesting, and what we don't know, you guys, is like how carefully was he choosing his words here? Like, was he saying he would never be the bachelor again? But, that doesn't include paradise. That door could be open. Or is it safe to assume that because he's saying no to the bachelor, he's saying no to paradise as well? We did just see former bachelorette Becca on the beach last season. So there's a precedent there as well. He technically could pop up in paradise if he wanted to. I'm sure producers would welcome it with open arms. The question, I guess, is more of, is he done with the franchise? Or is he, just writing off the idea of being the bachelor again? Only time will tell. Gabby, you brought up Kelly, and I'm curious. I mean, he and Kelly found their way back to each other after the show ended, after all of those other relationships ended. But then that relationship ultimately ended pretty ugly as well. So I'm wondering if, he doesn't have a lot of faith in the process, considering three women from his season that he really truly thought he might have a future with didn't pan out. Is that just too much bad luck? Like, three failed connections, it's just too much for someone to be like, yeah, I'm going to let those same people pick out my potential wife for me once again. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that is a factor in his decision making here, which makes sense. I feel like after you have been on the TV show like this, kind of done the dating scenario where it's, pretty different from real life, you kind of just crave
Mhm.
that real life interaction with people again, meeting people, single people in bars in New York. I'm sure, obviously, probably a great single scene out there. So he's in the right spot to find somebody new. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has, like, good memories to come out of The Bachelor, but since there are some of those bad memories, it might be, not as a welcoming as a place or not something he's ready to jump back into for sure. So, I don't know, that's really interesting. We're gonna have to see, if producers want him back so much that they bring him back, in the future. But it's also interesting because once you do sign your, life away, I guess, to being on another Bachelor season, it's really up to the producers and editors to kind of tell your story however they want to. So, like we saw with Brendan and Piper, this season of Bachelor in Paradise really didn't end well from them based on how they were edited. Of course, they said those things, but everything kind of went, downhill when we used to really like those two in past seasons. So I feel like anybody who agrees to go on another Bachelor season kind of knows that something bad might happen where I might not come out of this, the most favored person on the show.
Yeah, it's almost like if you went through it, you got an edit that you were happy with, or you were already portrayed to America in a certain light that maybe you enjoy. Are you going to put yourself back at the mercy of literally being put on national television however the producers and the editors feel like portraying you? It's definitely such a crazy world to be a part of. All right, you guys. Well, that is everything Peter had to say. It's everything we have to share with you for now. We want to know your thoughts on all of this. Were you thinking, hey, maybe one day Peter will be the bachelor again? And would you be here for it if he was? Let us know down in the comments. And if you are not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you do. Make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Gabby Ganta. If you want to come say hi, be sure to check out our socials. They're on the screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.